What's up YouTube? I'm Trent Wel-Don. Welcome back to the channel Well-Done Tanks. So I have a question for you. Have you ever had an idea or wanted to figure we'll stick with an idea. Have you ever had an idea that is so far out there, so crazy that it just might work? So it's kind of an odd start to a video, I know, but just stick with me here for a minute, right? Stick with me in case I haven't lost you already. But I breed rice fish, or I'm attempting to breed rice fish. Currently I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I had 5 different varieties or types of rice fish in my fish room. Unfortunately, I recently just lost the trio of blue Medaka rice fish I had, so I no longer have those. But I still have 4 strains of rice fish in my fish room right now. I have my Javanese rice fish, I have my Pearl Galaxies, the Gold Medaka, and some Daisy Blue rice fish. These rice fish have become my favorite fish right now, next to my Mabu Puffer, and they are an awesome fish to have in your aquarium. The colors they can show, but the way that they breed just is awesome. And I am working on doing an entire video on how to breed rice fish, but this is kind of a lead into rice fish fry are so small, right? I mean, that's where they, I don't want to say that's where they get the name from, but these fry are tiny. I do have some macro footage I'll try and insert. It's really difficult to get that right now in my current setup, as I kind of have them tucked away in corners with no real lights. But anyways, they are so small. So I did a video a few weeks ago on using, oh, I'm gonna drop something, on using a turkey baster to move fry around. You know, you can suck them up into this, transfer them tanks, different things. So we know that that is a really good option in using a turkey baster to do that. But the other week, I was researching YouTube, Google, like anything I could on how to transfer fry. So I like to move the fry once they hatch in the main tank, and we're really focusing on my Javanese rice fish, but this can work with like guppies, you know, any fish across the spectrum really, is how do you move the fry? I want to move my fry to a grow out tank where I can target feed them, you know, have a smaller environment, you know, easier to kind of take care of, so to say, maybe save them from the parents. But I could never really find a surefire way to do that. You know, plecos are one thing if you can get them in the caves. Guppy fry are typically not hard to find. But then you get into things like, let's say you have a lot of plants, let's say you have a lot of floating plants, really small fish. Like, nobody developed a product to move fry. And I wanted something. I was really looking for like a specific net, because I tried moving some rice fish babies with, where is it? I think I have it here actually. Yeah, I do. Alright, so I tried moving some rice fish babies with this shrimp net. You know, it's really long, it's extendable. Like, you think that this would be the perfect net to do it, right? Because it's so small, you can scoop them up in. Well, the issue I ran into is, one, it's white, so they blend right into it, but then they get caught so far down into the net that I had a really difficult time getting them out of this net without killing them. So I got really frustrated. So I finally was like, I think it was on Amazon, and I started just looking through like stainless steel net, like fry nets, you know, anything I could research. And lo and behold, I promise, this is like a miracle. Something popped up on my feed, and it was that wild, crazy idea. Like, this is so insane crazy that this is going to work. And I've been trying this out for a few days now before making this video. Like, it works. So check these out. Check these out. I had no idea these even existed. So these products are not set up for the fish hobby. These are not for the aquarium hobby. These are for the cooking industry. These are fat skimming spoons. That's right, fat skimming spoons is what these are for. Like, if you're doing, and I'm no chef, I'm no cook, but I think if like you're doing like a broth, or like a stew, or something that's gonna create a lot of fat on the surface of what like you're boiling, you can pour that water through this spoon, and it's so fine. It's gonna catch all the fat on top of it, but all your liquid's gonna go right through it. So I got thinking, like, this would work perfect to transfer rice fish fry around, right? I'm tired of digging them out of nets. The turkey baster works, it's a great idea, but then you gotta chase them around the tank, and like it's so hard sometimes to suck them up into it. But then I found these, and there's different sizes. So let's say you have a really small tank you need to scoop out of. Say you have like a medium-sized tank and like a big tank. Like, these are freaking incredible. So let me show you some footage here now of actually like scooping some rice fish out, because I purposely have let my rice fish go insane in that tank, breeding a bunch. There's a ton of fry in there to pull out, and I have a lot of floating plants. So it's kind of difficult to navigate around, but not anymore. These are so cool to use. So I will be leaving a link down in the description to an Amazon affiliate link for these exact ones that I bought. I think it was like 12 bucks for the 3 of them. So you may be able to find these like a Target or something, but I found them online. These are stainless steel, so these should not rust. These should be aquarium safe with the stainless steel. If you want to, rinse them before you use them, put them in your tank so you have no residue, any kind of that thing. But yeah, guys, these are freaking awesome. All right, enough of me. Let's show you some footage of actually using these in action. All right, so for those who don't know, this is the 29-gallon that I have kind of tucked off into the corner. And this is where I house my Javanese rice fish. As I say, this is why it's so difficult to get all the footage I want. Is it's tucked in the corner, it's really difficult. But I have the mystery snells laying clutches in here. I have bristlenose plecos breeding in here. But then over here, I have a 5-gallon tank that I use to grow out the Javanese rice fish. I have a ton of fry in there, and I have a ton of fry in here that I want to get pulled out, and that's what we're going to be focusing on right now. So let me see if I can set the camera up. And I say it's gonna be slightly difficult because I can't get the full like macro shot I want, because there's an actual 10-gallon tank holding more rice fish right underneath the camera that kind of blocked my way. All right, move, buddy. Come on, come on, Tucker. So we got one of our fat skimming spoons, and the rice fish will like to hang out on the edges. I think I actually missed them. But this is how easy, let me try and zoom in. Like, this is how easy this is. So a bunch of floating plants, right? All you have to do is take your spoon, and I can literally come scoop up underneath the rice fish and get them into this spoon, bring them over to this tank, and lay them right in. That's how easy this is. So no more chasing fish around, like no more chasing fish around, trying to get them out, you know, and then when you're done, you can, like I say, you can just lay your plants right back into it. Like, it is that easy. And let's say you want to get a little more in depth, right? Like, oh, these would actually really be good for cleaning out duckweed too. I didn't even think about that. Like, here's a great duckweed net. So, I mean, there's a fish, get underneath it, scoop it up. And that's what's nice, like all the water then drains out to where you can actually, there's one right there. Okay, I don't know if you can see this. Come on, oh, it's not gonna focus. Right there, see, it works. There's a fish right in the middle of that. No harm to the fish. These are actually pretty soft. Like, these aren't gonna cut the fish up or anything. So that's another thing if you're worried about that. You know, these aren't gonna cut the fish up. No fins are gonna get stuck in these. It's such a fine mesh, so it works so well for this. Guys, I'm serious. If you're moving fish around, try some of these fry skimming spoons. Literally one of my favorite things I have in my fish room right now. So Tucker's in here now. He's getting mad at me that I'm not paying attention to him. So we'll wrap this up. But really, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Highly recommend these. So again, I'll leave an affiliate link in the description below. And let me know in the comments, do you have a creative way of moving fish around. You know, this is by far the easiest now that I've used to move these rice fish around. So if you have something else you use, let me know. You know what? Do you use grow out tanks? So anyways, guys, thank you so much. This was actually a really fun video to make. I had a good time with this. So if you are interested, if you're excited to see what we got coming up, because we got more rice fish coming into this fish room, subscribe, leave me a comment, and we'll see you guys in the next one.